past and proclaim, I will stand for the stars, I will stand for the stripes, I will stand for the ones who lay down their lives so we can breathe in freedom, every woman, every man, for one nation under God.
What's up, Wasatch? Today we have a special broadcast for Veterans Day, and we've got some special announcements on our calendar. Your news starts now.
Hey guys, first off, make sure to wish a happy birthday to the names below. Remember, Wasatch, that Governor Herbert issued an order banning all social gatherings from the next 2 weeks, so make sure to not gather outside of school. Also, there will be no sports games, practices, or tryouts for the next 2 weeks, and also applies to clubs. Also, anyone who bought tickets to Matilda, don't worry, the theater program is working out a way to figure out the dates and shows. Also, on November 8, 2020, Jeopardy host George Alexander Trebek passed away from prostatic cancer. The old host is on the game show Jeopardy is 36 years old, and the coat drive, there's 2 bins outside the office. Hats and coats are welcome. Children's clothes are encouraged. The bins will be out until Thursday. Please come by and to drop off some clothes. That is all we have for our calendar. We're going to send it to a Veterans Day video tribute.
Okay, hey Wasatch, during these strange times we're living in, it's important that we remember to be unified with one another and also remember the freedoms that we have in this country and where those freedoms came from. So as you all know, we stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance every day, but not many of us know or acknowledge why we stand for the pledge. So we don't stand for the flag to please ourselves or our classmates, but instead to honor the lives of those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. The flag on its own represents the unity of our nation, but more than that, it represents all of the men and women who sacrificed their lives for that unity. So, on this Veterans Day, make sure that you, and every day when you see the flag, just think about the veterans that sacrificed their lives and what it really means. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm up here on Memorial Hill in Midway. Just invite you to remember and respect those who have passed on, the veterans in our valley, and just what a wonderful day to be here and to remember. And with that being said, we invite you to stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so now we're gonna send it to a video with the superintendent.
Let me take you back to the summer of 1942, right here in the Heber Valley. As Wasatch High students were preparing to head back to school, there was a particular excitement in the air surrounding the WASP football team. Floyd Slater, an up-and-coming young coach, had come to town and brought the brand new T formation with him. This, coupled with a talented group of returning seniors, had expectations sky high. The boys got off to a great start, winning their first several games in a row. They had their sights set on winning the state football championship, and many considered them the favorites to do so. Now, let's pause for a moment and bring you up to speed on another parallel story that was taking place at the same time. World War II was in full swing. The bombing of Pearl Harbor had taken place the previous December. America was now fully engaged in the war, and its citizens were being asked to sacrifice. The war effort placed a heavy burden on basic supplies like food, metal, paper, fuel, and rubber. The federal government established a rationing system that impacted virtually every family in the United States. These basic supplies were hard to come by, and everyone was asked to do their part. Meanwhile, Wasp football was on fire, winning every game, going undefeated throughout the regular season, including an especially sweet victory over rival Park City. Wasatch was named Summit Division champions and were determined to win Wasatch High's first state football championship. However, as these two stories converged, because of the scarce resources and rationing program, all high school state playoffs and championships were canceled. Of course, this is a scenario that you are all very familiar with, one that you are currently living through. Seniors, I want to tell you that we are not defined by the trials we encounter in life, especially those we have no control over. However, we are defined by how we react to those trials. Every member of the 1942 undefeated WASP football team was either drafted or enlisted in the armed services. Several of them left for the war before they graduated from high school. Many of these men returned home to the Heber Valley, becoming effective community leaders and patriarchs of great Wasatch County families. Quarterback and team leader Gene Probst, who recently passed away, leaves a legacy of leadership and a great posterity, many of whom work as teachers and leaders in our schools and our community. Roy Smith, Andrew Lundeen, Vern Mahoney, Dean Moulton, and Kent Bueller are a few of the others who have left their own legacy here in our valley. Two of the Wasatch Wasps gave the ultimate sacrifice as they were killed in action during the war. Bob Wallace, the center on the team, died as a Marine. K. Pete Jones landed on Iwo Jima with his brother Dick. The two split up to decrease the odds of their mother losing both boys. Dick returned home, but Pete did not. Heber City recently named a park here in town after this local hero. Calvin Giles, who left after his junior year for the war, foregoing his diploma and graduation, came home to raise a large family of service-minded individuals. He finally received his diploma at a Wasatch High School graduation ceremony in 2011. To my knowledge, he is the only living member of the team who still resides here in the Heber Valley. You can still find him checking his cows every day in the North Fields at 95 years of age. If you get a chance to meet him, I would encourage you to do so. They fought through some very tough times and went on to build great communities, a great country, and a better world.
Okay, thank you, Superintendent Sweat. Now we're going to send it to a video with some veteran teachers.
Hi, I'm Mr. Felch. I teach science here at Wasatch High School, and I've been doing that for ages. But while doing that, I was also part of the U.S. Army Reserve. I was activated for about 5.5 years. I was at Fort Douglas as an operations officer. I worked for a 2-star general, and he was in charge of a 5-state region. And after I was his operations officer, I was activated to go to Iraq. And I spent a whole year there, and I was the liaison officer for turning back over Army bases to the Iraqis, as well as liaison for division commands while I was at an Army base in Iraq called Al-Qiyada, which basically was for the U.S. Q West. And I was able to take my translator and go off post. Sometimes I would sneak off post and just talk to the Iraqi general.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Denise Harris, and I am retired Air Force. I joined the Reserve Officer Training Corps in college when I turned 18 to have a way to pay for college. That's why I joined the military. I actually didn't even want to stay for a career. I just wanted to find a way to pay for school. and did my first assignment, which was required, and then I loved it. So I got school freshman year 1987, graduated in 91, and retired in 2014. All right, my favorite location, my favorite memory from being in the Air Force. That's really hard because we moved every few years, and some jobs were better than others, some locations were better than others. So I think my favorite memory because of the military is when I got to meet Buzz Aldrin, as I'm a space geek, and I got to meet him while we were stationed in Los Angeles at an event, and got to talk with him for a few minutes. And to me, he was one of my heroes growing up because I was into space, and to be able to sit and talk with him, that's a pretty cool memory. Being in the military is not for everyone. I certainly didn't think I was that type of person when I was in high school. But then it just gave me a lot of different skill sets that I didn't think I was capable of doing, and I don't regret anything. I wouldn't have changed anything. The Air Force became my family, and that what got us through a lot of difficult times and a lot of great times, and I wouldn't change any of it. So if anyone's interested in the military, I would love to talk to you about it. I think it's a great career path for many high school students.
Okay, so now we're gonna send it to a flag video with JROTC.
For more than 200 years, the American flag has been a symbol of our nation's unity as well as a source of pride and inspiration for millions of citizens. Born on June 14, 1777, the Second Continental Congress determined that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes, alternating between 7 red and 6 white, and that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field representing a new constellation. Between 1777 and 1960, the shape and design of our flag evolved into the flag presented before you today. The 13 horizontal stripes represent the original 13 colonies, while the stars represent the 50 states of the Union. The colors of the flag are symbolic as well. Red symbolizes hardiness and valor, white signifies purity and innocence, and blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Traditionally a symbol of liberty, the American flag has carried the message of freedom and inspired Americans, both at home and abroad. In 1814, Francis Scott Key was so moved at seeing the stars and stripes waving after the British shelling of Baltimore's Fort McHenry that he wrote the words to the Star-Spangled Banner. In 1892, the flag inspired Francis Bellamy to write the Pledge of Allegiance, our most famous flag salute and patriotic oath. In 1969, the American flag was flown in space when Neil Armstrong planted it on the surface of the moon. Today, our flag flies on constellations of Air Force satellites that circle our globe on the thin flash of our aircrafts in arm's way in every corner of the world. Indeed, it flies in the hearts of every airman who serve our great nation. The sun never sets on our U.S. Air Force, nor on the flag we so proudly cherish. Since 1776, no generations of Americans has been spared the responsibility of defending freedom. Today's airmen remain committed to preserving the freedom that others won for us for generations to come. By displaying the flag and giving it a distinctive fold, we show respect to the flag and express our gratitude to those individuals who fought and continue to fight for our freedom, at home and abroad. Since the dawn of the 20th century, airmen have proudly flown the flag in every major conflict on land and skies around the world. It is their responsibility, our responsibility, to continue to protect and preserve the rights, privileges, and freedoms that we as Americans enjoy today. The United States flag represents who we are. It stands for the freedoms we all share and pride and patriotism we feel for our country. We cherish its legacy as a beacon of hope to one and all. Long may it wait.